Snapmare by Misa. Check her out. Oh, spins and a kick right to the face of Asuka. And now she goes for it. Will that be it? Oh, my. Listen to these fans from Misa. Oh.
Welcome, bros, to the new Millenium podcast. Of course, I am your host, Brian Millman, and today we have Misa Tatsumaki, bros. It's been a long time for me. I've definitely been wanting to get this girl into this collection of podcasts that I have here, and I'm happy that I finally landed her. I'm looking here. I want to first off say shout out to Maltaramus. I hope that I'm saying that right. If you go to Deviant Art Bros, or you can just Google Mr. Power Tatsumaki. She's also on Twitter. All credit is to this person. Apparently, Miss is even copywritten, so I hope that we don't get sued here, bros. We're just fans. We're not trying to make any money off of this. We're just fascinated with Misa Tatsumaki. I know that I am. Right here on this podcast, she talks about, her life, as a wrestler, all the different leagues that she's been in. She talks about key energy, and, she gives, a little bit of practical advice there. She even talks about, some adventures that she's been on, bro, as a heroine. So, a whole lot of things to talk about with Misa Tatsumaki, and we're going to talk about those things right now. All right, bro, so here we are. I've got Misa Power on the line. How you doing, Misa?
Hello, Mila here. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Great to have you, bro. I've sort of really been waiting a long time to have you. It's very fascinating, everything that you've been through in your life, and, you finally being here in XTV, it seems like you've sort of been looked over. I mean, do you feel that way?
No, I don't feel as if I was looked over. I feel as it's not yet, for me, the time.
Right. You feel like it, you'll get your time, eventually.
Yes, because I've wrestled many a place of, like, how do you say, I've wrestled all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it is good because I have many experience.
Right.
And they say how do you say, I'm sorry, my English is not good.
It's okay, bro.
They say if I have to get good English and for me. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say English. Like, I have to make my English good first.
Mm-hmm. So sort of, I guess what you're getting at is like you, sort of, won't be like, a main star until, you're able to, speak, better English.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, besides all that, though, I just feel like, like your story is just really interesting. And, Twitter's become a big thing. We see that you actually have a Twitter page.
Yes. No one see me there. No one ever see me.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it's there though, bro. You know, it's definitely there if you want to see it. Mr. Power's Twitter page, just type her in. But you know, I guess you know, sort of, you know, tell us about where things started for you and you know how this all began.
Well, start for me. Um, I was born in Japan. Um, in Osaka, Japan, and I moved to the west. I moved to Montreal with my family.
To Montreal.
Yes, I moved to Montreal and Canada with my family, and it was very hard. It was because we don't speak English. Do you understand?
Hmm.
It's we have to adjust. It's very hard for me and very difficult for a long time.
Hmm.
And and we moved there, and the only thing that interests me was wrestling. I love wrestling,
Right.
and I watch wrestling match, and I want to be wrestler. You know, because at home we study key. We use key. It's that's how you say it. It's force. It's energy.
Hmm.
And then no key here. No and the West.
Hmm.
No key. And and when I watch wrestling, it makes I think key energy.
Right. Wrestling does it for you, bro.
That is funny. So I want to talk for you. I want to talk like you, like fast.
You'll get there, bro.
Americans talk fast.
It takes time. You know, it takes a while, bro. But you know, that's really fascinating, bro. So you know, you say that you know the only thing that was really interesting about you know your life was watching wrestling on TV.
Yes, I watch all wrestling. I watch all wrestling, and I train to be a wrestler in 2 years.
Okay.
I train. I trained for 4 years. 4 years to wrestle or be a wrestler. And in 2008, I wrestled as Chikara Kauai. As how do you say it? Manager?
Okay.
Chikara Kauai.
That was your ring name.
Yes. And and then I leave how you say?
Hmm.
I leave and I go to wrestle independent.
Okay.
And I wrestle independent, and it was very funny. It's the time it was funny.
Okay.
It's do you understand for me?
I think I'm following you. You thought it made you laugh, and funny in what way?
I don't let's see. It was good.
It was fun.
Yes.
you're saying you had a good time enjoying being an independent wrestler.
Yes, it was yes, and I get discovered by WWE in 2012.
Oh, really, bro?
Yes, and their name for me, Misa Power.
Also, WWE named you Mr. Power.
Yes, I keep name.
That's really interesting, bro. I mean, because usually, they don't usually let people keep their name.
Yes, I'm Mr. Power everywhere. Everywhere, everyone know me, Mr. Power. No Chikira Cowboy. And in in 2016, I joined CCM, and that and CCM community.
Um, I created like a created universe mode.
Yes, like makeup, like not real,
Hmm.
and people humiliate me, and they 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 spit at me. And it's real bad.
Wow. And you said CCM.
CCM, the the it was not real, and it was bad.
Wow.
They humiliate me and insult me,
Hmm.
and I leave from there.
Why do you think? Why do you think that they treated you that way?
I don't know, Millennium. I think because I think my friend, for me, my friend Nikki, her name Dirty Nikki, and she have uh, they're not already like her
Okay.
already. Before 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 they see me, they don't like Nikki,
Okay.
and and I was banned.
Hmm. So basically, you know, um, they didn't really they didn't like you based on like you being associated with your friend Nikki.
Yes, you understand?
Yeah, I'm following you, bro.
So I go to another company, and and FCL, and then it closed in 1 year.
Oh wow, that must have been a bummer.
Yes, it's bad.
Hmm.
So I go to TCW and other league and XTV,
Oh, okay.
and that's when I go to XTV and I meet the, how you say, the other people.
Hmm. And I think that you were like sort of a part of the proving grounds, right? Like
Yes, I I was in for 1 year.
you were in proving grounds for a year.
Yes, 1 year, and I wrestled all times, but not a lot.
Hmm.
But it's good because same time I wrestled for FCL. Uh, Same time I wrestled in TCW. You understand?
Hmm.
And I still wrestled for other company.
You know, Missa, I find it rather fascinating here. Just reading over your bio here, uh, looking at under one column here where it says powers and abilities, and it says uh, accelerated development, and then it has next to the colon. This ability improves her own natural abilities far faster and to a much greater extent than other humans. This applies at a genetic level, allowing her body to keep up with her own rapidly developing skills. As a result, she can eventually benefit from training that would otherwise cripple or kill a normal human being.
Yes. Oh, you read, you see?
Yeah, I was doing research. I mean, I just happened to discover you, and it's just so awesome that XTV, that you actually happen to land here. I mean, such crazy stuff. It says here, enhanced unarmed combat, another power and ability. She possesses superhuman levels of hand-to-hand fighting skills and excels in various forms of combat. She is unbelievably skilled in most known forms of fighting and excels in melee contacts without wielding a weapon. Rather than relying on weapons or equipment, she draws on her own strength and skill to fight. She's able to use different styles of martial arts. She is also able to perform many different combination strikes, counters, and disarm her foes with her bare hands. She's an expert at wrestling and kickboxing. She's also a master in judo, kenpo, and aiko, holding in both judo and kenpo, a black belt and a black belt 10th degree Dan in Aikido.
Yes.
Um, Her fighting style and abilities adapt automatically to be equal, superior, to be equal to or superior to her opponent's fighting style. She needs to know the style of fighting to be effective. I mean, just reading that bit though, I mean, I guess that sort of explains why, you're so, tough in the ring. I mean, you know, I've seen it's been many times where I've watched a match of yours, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this girl's gonna get squashed. But I mean, that literally like never happens.
Yes, thank you. I take my job very serious. I train. I have dojo. Uh, so all time I train,
Hmm.
and wrestling is for me my chi. You explain. I explain. Did I tell you key energy?
You mentioned key energy and what like you said something, but we didn't really go into it.
Key energy is life force. Is everywhere. It's everything, and people call it many things. Is that how you say?
Hmm.
But I call it key energy,
Hmm.
and it's concentration, focus, and strength. And I use key and ring. And when I wrestle, it's serious. because I want to win. I fought hard.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to lose. I fight everywhere same. Uh, to tell people, tell manager I'm not job.
Hmm.
And after I wrestle and CCM, I say no more. Not again. Is that how you say?
Hmm.
Okay. So no more. I will be like that because I like all my life for key energy. And so for me, I have fun. I play movies, I play video games, I enjoy sex.
Of course, who doesn't, bro?
I very much enjoy sex. Um, yes, sex is a big part of my life. When I train naked.
Yeah, I was reading about that. I also, found that fascinating. I was gonna, bring that up.
Yes, because I believe that it is very important focus. And I train my students in the nude to make them focus. So if they focus on my body, then I can bring them back very easily. And they do not want to get hit again, so they focus.
Hmm. Yeah, and then they sort of were sort of listing off perhaps like I don't know like different powers, and they sort of said that seduction is like one of the things that you like to use in the ring as a tactic, and that it may even work on like certain ladies.
Yes, it does not work all the time. Everything does not work everyone. Do you understand?
Hmm.
It does not work everyone. It it varies. My opponent. I have to learn my opponent. If there's time for study, I can understand their way of seeing.
Hmm. You sort of I think what is like sort of what a lot of people do. You sort of watch tapes of whoever you're gonna wrestle, and you know how to approach them, and you sort of have a one up on them.
Yes.
That's yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and I was just reading here. It says Misa is very good at teaching others how to fight and is well loved by her students. It helps that she teaches in the nude with only her undies on. She does that to teach them to keep focus and not to be distraction. And not to be distracted by outside stimulus.
Yes, you really. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's amazing. Even they touch on your peak human strength, your flexibility, being able to lift over 900 pounds. Is that true?
Yes, very. It's very difficult, but I can lift 600 pounds. 900 is very hard.
600 pounds is a lot of weight, bro. I mean, like a lot of guys can't even lift 600 pounds. I can't even lift 600 pounds, bro. I'll admit it.
It takes a long time, and it is more than physical. You understand? It's more than physical. as spiritual.
Mm-hmm. Sort of talk to us about chi and like like what's this all about, because people talk about it all the time, their chi and peace of mind and all these different things, but what's like some pretty practical ways that everyday people can sort of practice their key energy, as you say.
Well, that's a good question because key is very natural. Is as I say, it's everything. It's everywhere. So you have key and you use key all the time and don't know, but you have to make it strong.
Strong. Hmm. So how do we do that? How do we make it strong?
Um, you have to practice four things:
Hmm.
posture, breathing, center, extension. Posture, breathing, center, extension.
Hmm.
And all of these are together. They go together.
I can't help but imagine you telling us this butt naked.
You funny?
Well, go ahead.
That's very funny. They, all of these are together. So, for instance, bed posture, you have difficulty breathing. So, if you lean forward or lean to the side, you cannot breathe as evenly as if you're in dead center. You get a better flow of breath.
Hmm. So like if I center myself, I'm able to breathe myself. I can feel myself breathing better as opposed to if I'm like leaning or
Yeah, so posture is very important. And when you breathe good, you notice that good breathing strengthens your core, your center.
Hmm.
And you have to grow them slowly, and build them.
Hmm.
And you can't work one without the other. You have to work all of them and in order. So you have to have straightened posture to open your belly,
Mm-hmm.
to breathe good. Then you breathe good. You have awareness of your center, your core, and your center is source for the strong spirit and flow, and that is that is good flow and strength for key.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one more thing,
What's that?
and it's very difficult. Um, you have to be relaxed, and people have a hard time relax. You have to lose all tension, so relax your shoulders and jaw muscles and all muscles. The body cannot be tense,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes time. You have to use time, but you will see a difference, and everything change. Your whole life, I have you could change. There's a website stated, and you can see key exercises to find your correct posture and for proper breathing.
Really cool, really fascinating stuff here with Missa Power. You know, I mean, we know that you're a teacher. Nobody sort of looked into it. Looked into you that way, or even saw you that way. I mean, here we have like this, this gold mine of a character.
Thank you.
Backstage, and nobody's even paying attention.
Backstage, I do massage.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do massage. I help other wrestlers because I like to help people. I enjoy people. It is good for me. We play games backstage. If someone gets hurt, I can heal them.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know if we talked about it already, but I was reading that that you were like I mean I wasn't going to bring it up. I don't know if I said it or not, but it says that you are a superhero by day and a
A wrestler.
yeah a wrestler as a job. I mean, sort of explain that.
This is true, Millenium. I am a real life superhero. I am Mr. Power, and it's. I do not like mean person. I do not like torture or things like that. I really don't like that. I find that very bad.
Hmm.
And I want to use my power for good. So I dedicate my life to help people.
This is quite amazing. I mean, and like so you like really have like real like what superpowers, like throw a Hadouken or something like that.
Not yet. Not yet. I hope for this. I hope for to be, um, you know, a more superhuman. How you say?
Mm-hmm.
But not yet. But I always work towards being superhuman and very, you know, big, like a real superhero. I'd call myself heroine, not superhero. Heroine.
So there's a difference for you.
Yes. Heroine saves, fight crime, fight bad people. Superhero have superpower.
Hmm. That's really cool, bro. I think that that's incredible. I've never met anybody like that. I don't think that not even in XTV has there been like somebody that took on the position of a superhero. So I mean that's interesting. Sort of tell us, about maybe one of your maybe one or two of your missions.
Well, I have. Sorry.
It's okay.
I have many situations, and I've not always been perfect. You say perfect?
Like yeah, I guess like like good, like a good person. Like or you like a you're saying you're probably like a heel or something like that.
Yes, yes. I have been here, and for me in wrestling, I don't like to play heel
Hmm.
because you have to be mean, you have to humiliate, or you have to be bad, and I don't like that. I like good, positive. And being heel, when I wrestle as Dark Misa, I become heel in real life.
Mm.
And I do bad things to people in real life. I did not stop being heel.
Right. You didn't. You weren't able to just like turn it off. You just sort of stayed how you were.
Yes, because I stay engaged and use T for bad.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
so I don't like playing heel. I like being face. Good guy.
Hmm.
Because I have very short temper. I have very short temper. And I lose focus. And everything's bad. And that's what happened as Dark Mesa. Everything bad. No focus. Just chaos.
Wow, bro. That's amazing.
driving, and I don't know the city of which I was driving, and behind me was a man and a woman. They were arguing about something,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see in my rearview mirror the man. He's like very, very angry, and the woman is sort of the woman like in the other side. She is like cower, like puppy, like cower.
Mm-hmm.
She and the man continued like yelling at her and over the top of her, very his face very red, and I start to worry for her safety, and I did not want to leave her with him, and I get out of my car and I take off my jacket and I say, leave her alone.
And why'd you take your jacket off?
I show him my gear
Oh, okay.
and I say, leave her alone. You stop right now. And yeah, he ignored me and he yelled at her, you, you do this, you did that, you have people are watching us. And I pulled him out of the car and I tell him to leave her alone. And he's looking at me afraid. He was like, did not know what to do. He did not expect this. I pulled him very hard and lay him on on the on the street. And he was very confused. And I told him, she is a lady. You treat her like lady. You do not talk to a woman that way. And I tell him, do you understand? And he shook his head yes. And I asked the woman, is she okay? And she's confused too. she did not expect for me. Wow. So she did not expect that. And I told her I would be watching her. I told him I'll be watching him. And I watched him.
Did you really?
Yes. I remember his license plate and I've watched him.
Wow, bro.
Yes. So that's one time.
Have you ever been, have you ever had to get physical with anybody? And and like got into a real fight?
Yes. Recently.
Oh, okay, bro. Do tell.
So I have a boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
Tom, and we go out, you know, on the night, party, dance, drinks at night.
Mm-hmm.
And he is very good for me. I train him and I do everything together with Tom. And we're dancing and there's at a nightclub and three men have problem with Tom. I guess he I do not know. I do not know why they have problem with him. I do not know why, but they have problem with him early in the night, and we ignore it and we have fun and we enjoy it at night. And Tom got in a fight with one of the men
Okay.
late in the night in the restroom. He fight. He come out. He's bleeding. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. And he said, it's okay, it's okay. You know, he said, let's leave from here. I take care of it. And we leave from there. And he's bleeding. I do not want to fight. I want to know what's going on. But I want to leave from here because he is hurt very badly.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're leaving, we're going towards our car, and the men are waiting for us at our car.
Oh wow. It's like they knew who you were already.
I think they know Tom, and they know Tom. I asked him later, and they know Tom. They don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're waiting for us by our car, and they're talking to Tom. Yeah, you know, very mean, very negative, very, you know, using swear words and everything. And I say, hey, like that, like very loud. I say, hey, you know, you don't talk to him like that. And, you know, they ignore me and they continue to talk to Tom. And they began to approach him because when I speak, that angered them. And they want to.
How many of them were there at this point? Was it all three of the guys, or?
It's two of the men. Tom beat up one man, and he was in the car, and like he was really hurt. Tom beat him badly.
Mm-hmm.
He was really hurt, and the two men were going to team up on Tom, and I did not let them. And a fight broke out before they could even touch him. The larger man, that was a larger man, and he swung at Tom, and I grabbed his wrist and threw him. I threw him across the street.
Oh my God, bro.
Yes. And then, as I'm throwing him, the other man comes at me, and I kick him very fast and knock him into the car. And that was all. And then they were just lying there and they were hurt. And I told them not to mess with us again. And not to mess with him again. And then we left. I did not want to hurt them anymore, but I want to take care of Tom. You understand?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, don't you don't you ever like feel, you know, a little threatened or like, you know, worried about your safety?
No, I did not worry about my safety because I feel I can defend for myself. I can, yes. I have, I think positive. I think there are more positive things in life than negative. And if a negative things come, I am prepared to take care of it. I can handle it myself.
Wow, that's awesome. One last question before we get out of here, Missa. What do you know about the Missa Power song? You know, have you heard it, and what do you think about it, the Missa Power chant?
I did not know. I don't know. I one day I was wrestling and One day they start chanting for me. I don't know. I just it made me very happy. I do not know about it or where it comes from. I was very happy to have a chant or a song for my name.
Well, yeah, definitely. I think everybody's going to be chatting along next time, especially with all the knowledge that you've bestowed upon us. Thank you so much, Missa.
Oh, thank you for you. Thank you so much, Maria.
All right, bye, bro.
Bye.
All right, bros. There it was, Missa Power, the one and only. How about that, man? Really, really cool girl. Very fascinating. It's been through so many different things already, and just outside of XTV, hasn't even begun to scratch the surface, and that's saying a lot. I think that she's probably going to be one of the more talked about stars. Over the 2019 into 2020 season. Very interesting seeing what's going to happen with Misa Tatsumaki, bros. Hope you guys enjoyed her. Hope you guys enjoyed this interview. More still to come. I'm going to be more so on the ball after that big long hiatus that the East Coast took. Everybody not even being on the East Coast Network. So, we're trying to get things moving as far as the East Coast, and definitely I want to do my part to get some of the latest and greatest guests right here on the New Millennium Podcast. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in, hitting that play button, and stick around because there's going to be more coming up soon. So until then, in the meantime and in between time, bros, I'm going to leave you guys with a big chew.